Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the U.S. Embassy's American Center at America. Can we give a big round of applause? Thank you so much. How are you, everyone? Good, great. My name is Patricia Elizabeth. I'm one of the e-guide here. I hope you will have a good time tonight because we have our special event in collaboration with Forum Jazz Indonesia. It's at America Masterclass, Improvisation in Jazz. Woo! In this event, we're gonna unlock the art of jazz improvisation with renowned musicians, Noe Clerc and Dion Janapria. But before that, we're gonna hear opening remarks from America Director, U.S. Embassy Jakarta. Please welcome Abraham Lee.
Thank you, Patricia. Selamat malam semuanya. Perkenalkan, nama saya Abraham Lee, Director at America. Selamat datang di at America. Thank you, everybody, for coming. My name is Abraham Lee. I'm the Director for at America. I'm really excited that all of you could be here, both in person and those of you watching online. As you saw from the video, this is the 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the United States and Indonesia. And that's a really long history that we have together. And over that time, we've done lots in terms of trying to promote economic empowerment and promoting trade here in Indonesia. We've done a lot in trying to combat global challenges like COVID, like climate change. We've done a lot to promote exchanges, right? And promote people-to-people ties and to promote education, both here and in the United States. And so all of these things here at the U.S. Embassy, we're very committed in partnering with Indonesians to the benefit of both Americans and Indonesians. And one of the cool things that I think that we share is this amazing history with jazz, right? This kind of quintessential American art form has a very, very strong and robust, amazing community here in Indonesia. And so I want to say thank you to Chico and to Forum Jazz, the amazing work that you guys do. Just give it up for Chico. And I'm very grateful for Noe and for Dion, who are going to be leading the workshop today. I just think it's amazing that we can have a place like this at America, this amazing center that we have where we come to gather and to talk and to learn and to engage with each other. And this is a place where we invite young Indonesians to come and learn about the United States. And so I'm really glad we could talk about jazz. And improvisation in jazz, I think, is even cooler. I don't know anything about jazz in terms of playing music or how to improvise anything, but that's the cool thing, that when you come to at America, you're going to have an opportunity to experience something new and something cool, and hopefully walk away having learned something. And so thank you to everybody who's here. Thank you to Dion and Noe again for running tonight's workshop. And I really look forward to kind of hearing cool things, seeing cool things, and walking away learning cool new things. So thank you, everybody, and good luck tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pa Abraham Lee, as the At America Director, U.S. Embassy Jakarta. And now, what we're waiting for. So, are you guys ready? Yes. Please welcome Noe Clerc and Dion Janapria.
Hi, how is everybody doing? Yeah. So me and Noe actually just met today, and very exciting to see what happens. We're going to play first, and during this talk, if anyone has a questions, just feel free to ask. Like, otherwise we just talk and talk. And first song we're gonna play, I think it's a beautiful ballad. This is called Body and Soul. This is a ballad written by Johnny Green back in 1930s. But I think the first time I hear this song is from Coleman Hawkins. That's from the epic version of the song Body and Soul. You know that, Noe? Yeah, Coleman Hawkins. So we're just gonna play it. Okay, hope you enjoyed.
Salamat Malam. Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. As Dion said, it's the first time we play together, so I'm very happy to do that. What say more? We will speak about a lot of things, about the history of accordion in jazz, which is very new, about how to improvise when you don't know each other, and a lot of things, and feel you free to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, so so that song, Body and Soul, you know, when I first heard the Coleman Hawkins version, I was like, no, that's not Body and Soul, because I used to be a music student, you know, so in music school, we tend to learn by notes, you know, so in the parts, it said, pa, 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 and then Coleman Hawkins just plays so freely, like, it's nothing resembles that things that I learned on the parts, you know. So I think in the beginning I didn't really understand like how to make out of this version, but you know, like looking back and when we played today, and of course I knew the song like for years now, and I think that's what makes jazz so wonderful. You know, you can play music with someone you just met, and you know, you just kind of like click. You know, it's the same. This is the same language. You know, and because we know the song, so we know pretty much what to do with the forms. So I just told Noe like in the beginning, like, okay, we just split the theme, right? So,
Yeah, exactly.
so I play the first theme, and then he plays the second, and so on, and then it's pretty simple. But you know, I think it's very wonderful because jazz can bring people together. You know, you all come here because you like jazz at some point, right? Also, Abraham, you like jazz, right? Yes. So I think this is what, no matter what language you speak, no matter what color of your skin, you know, music put people together, and I think that's something that is so wonderful. And yeah, that's Body and Soul. Next song we're going to do is one of Noe's compositions. You want to say something, Noe, about that song?
Yeah. The next
La Malca?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the next song, it's a composition. It's called La Malca, which means the queen. I wrote it for my girlfriend. It's based on harmony from Baroque music, because jazz always take ideas from a lot of different styles. So I just try to pick in those harmonies which I love. So La Malca, yeah.
Okay. For this song, I have to read because I don't know the song. So if any of you would like to ask me or Noe any question, please do so. about anything about improvisations, about scales, maybe, I'm not sure, about the accordions. Noe Clerc.
Dion.
Yeah, that was La Malca, and yeah, I would maybe share something about uh, how jazz. How we study jazz. You study jazz. Where you study jazz? Noe?
In France,
Yeah,
in the
French.
Paris Conservatory,
Yeah.
and I also listen to a lot of music, and that's how I learn it.
Yeah, yeah. I also go to conservatory in Holland. So and we can communicate better together if we have some common grounds about the style. I think this is a wonderful piece of music, don't you think? Like, how does it sound? Like,
Thank you.
yeah. Actually, there are some chords that maybe I would like to ask you sometimes because I haven't really understand this like completely, and I think this is a very beautiful song, and very romantic song, I hope. And yeah, I mean, there are some chords that I don't understand, but we do have some common grounds to start from because I don't know the song. Like Noe just gave me the I think there was a YouTube videos of
Yeah.
your bands playing that this beautiful song, and I don't understand the song at all. So, but this song is I think this is if modal jazz, right? Modal
Yeah,
improvisations.
actually, there is both. The all the first part, the melody, it's based on something very tonal with tonality, and one modulation. So with is very tonal. And when we arrive to the part more
Yeah.
blue, kind of bluesy, this is modal thing with only three chords.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I thought. So um, yeah, this kind of songs is this is fell into the modal jazz categories. Um, maybe started in the '60s, maybe popularized by Kind of Blue, the album by Miles Davis, and yeah, because we have some common grounds. Like we know some songs that's similar to this. So when we start to play, then it's not so out of this world, because we, yeah, I know this. I know a little bit about these chords and going to this. Like I think I made some mistakes. Yeah, I made some mistakes with the chords, but that's doesn't
No,
matter.
I
It
didn't.
happens. But
There is
I
no
mean.
mistakes.
But yeah, so there's a modulation in the from the first part to the third part. I think there's a sweet key modulations there, and I know what you mean by playing the blues, like in the fam part, the da da dum. That's
Yeah,
that's where the blues sit in, right?
exactly.
So, so Noe, what scales do you play? No. So yeah. So would you like to tell me something about this? Maybe I got this all wrong.
About how improvise on that.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm. I think there is scales, there is chords, but I think the most important thing is the melody. And if you always sing the melody in your head, you can just go around that, like yeah, like make small variation and step by step the variation transform into an improvisation. A bit like in in a lot of traditional music, which are the improvisation is a lot of variation of the previous melody. So that's how I think when I improvise. Also, there is two big tonalities, so of course to think about this two tonality, and then the last part, which is major. So this is more like yeah, fun part.
Okay, the fun part. All right. So this song you compose by everything by the melody. Like you come first with the melody and then you come up with the chords. Yes.
Yeah.
Something like
That's
this.
a good question because there is a lot of different way to compose. I know some people who are composing first the rhythm, then they put the note, then the harmony, or they just have an idea of sound. But the first element of this one was the melody, yeah. And
I
then,
see.
yeah.
Okay, because it has some very interesting bass movements there, like this one.
basis is from Barocco. When you Baroque music, when it's like you have the feeling that it's finished, and then you just turn and it's not finished. Yeah.
So how about this one? This.
Yeah, and then.
The first one is minor and then it's dominant 7, right?
Yeah, this is to make the modulation. Like we arrive to a major chord and then we go to.
Yeah, I find it very interesting. This. So, does anyone have questions? Sure. Go ahead, Abraham.
So you guys are talking about very technical aspects of music, of which I know nothing. But I love the fact that you said the song originally was composed for your girlfriend, and that it's the Queen, was it called? Yeah. So I just love to know, like, how does that, right? You're talking about music and melodies and rhythms, but like, you know, was that an inspiration, right? So we're talking about the thing, right, that you wrote this for, and how does that incorporate into how you make music, right? There's an inspiration. Is the melody inspired by your girlfriend, right? I'm just curious, you know, as a musician, how the technical and then kind of this like unquantifiable kind of aha, you know, moment.
It's a good question. I think both are very important. For example, you can be inspired by a landscape and think, okay, I want to compose something in relation with this landscape or some people or some mood. I mean, something very different of music. But the technical music also is very important, and it's how to make both, to combine the both, to have the mood or the story, and at the same time all the notes and the music. Yeah. I don't know if I answer.
Was the melody inspired by the idea of?
Yeah. It's I start with an improvisation, and it came step by step. Yeah.
So we do another one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So next time we're going to do a bebop tune. This is called Yardbird Suite from Charlie Parker. So before the workshop, like Noe and I were like talking about, so what are we going to talk about? Like, I just hope like there's so many questions from the audience, like we don't have to talk so many things. But yeah, that Yardbird Suite by Charlie Parker, I was thinking about maybe I will share something about how I comp the song. Comping is to, how do you say? Comping? Iringan, how to comp. So I would love to hear in your part, Noe, because accordion is a very interesting instrument. I have no idea what those buttons means. You know, they look like typewriters for me. Like, but for the guitars, like simply, I just I can play the bass and I can play the middle parts and the high parts. So there are 6 strings on the guitar. Like the simplest way to explain is that this is the bass area and this is the middle area and this is the treble area. So sometimes I play like a bass player. It can work for some songs, you know. And I thought during this formats, because there's only 2 of us, I think bass line would work fine. But yeah, I don't know. I just need check on some things because the frequency is not connected very well. But anyway, and the middle parts, I can use the middle parts mostly for horns, like horn section. Tap tap. So I can use some middle parts, just to make something like this. Something like a big band would do, ta ta pa da. And the treble parts, I use it just to have accents, like. But that one is it's supposed to be very subtle because I don't want to get in the way of his improvisations because comping means also you improvise because you make some lines along the way, but that doesn't mean like the soloist has to follow what you are want to sound. I hope that I have that clear up some things. How about you, Noe? Like,
Yeah, the challenge. I mean, the funny thing when we just met and we are only two is to switch every time between one people who are playing the melody and someone who comp. But we can also play together the melody like a canon thing, or play chords together. But yeah, we have to switch very fast on these roles. And I can speak about the accordion maybe because a lot of people don't know how it works. So it's actually like guitar. There is two keyboards, the right one and the left one. And the left one we can play the bass. So it's a bit like when you was saying about playing the bass line, and then the right one, it's a bit like the pianist player or the organ player, which are playing the high notes and the melody on this keyboard. And it's like an organ. We have organ, yeah. We have a lot of different sounds. Like this one is bassoon. It's called bassoon. This one is clarinet, flute, piccolo, and all the other are a combination of these four sounds. For example, this one is the four sounds together. This one is only bassoon and piccolo. So yeah, this is accordion. And it's a wind instrument, so we can play like a piano player because there is button and it's clavier. But the big difference it's the bellow, because the bellow brings the wind inside the instrument, and there is reeds inside, and the wind makes the note appear. So this bellow is the most important. It's like the bow of a double bass or the wind of all the wind instruments. Yeah.
So you have to keep it. How do you say? You have to have air there.
Yeah, all the time to play. I have to play with the air. Yeah. So this is a very nice combination because the sound of accordion stay like this, and the guitar players like the piano. It's more percussion sound. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also find it very dynamic. The instrument. Sometimes you can play very loud.
Yeah, we can make dynamics. If I put a lot of energy, there will be a lot of hair, so the note will be very strong. And if I put only a little energy, the hair will be small, like this.
Does anyone have any questions about the accordions or the guitar?
I have a little question. First of all, thank you because that was lovely. I enjoyed listening to both of you. And I have a question for both of you, but I think more for you because you teach music as well to your students. So it's easy for me, it's not easy, but it's easier to teach notes. How do you teach them how to feel? And how do you write that in your compositions? Like, I've heard a lot of noise music, and it's very, for me, it creates visual imagery. Like, there's a song that's called First Rain, and then you can feel it slowly rising. Or with the Queen before, I felt like a flow, like he was talking about Baroque, but for me, it was very visual, like her hair or something like this. So, how do you teach them how to feel or bring that element with your students and in jazz?
I'm not sure I have the right answer for that. You know, it's a very good question, I think. I mean, sometimes as music teachers, even I also I often too busy with the techniques, you know, like with the techniques, but forget about the musical sides. Like they have to be able to, you know, when you play a song about winter, like you need to know what it's cold like, you know, something like that. When you play a love song, you need to be in love, something like this. But you know, it's a process because music is it mimics life, you know. So especially for young students, I think we need to be very patient about how they grow as a musicians and also as a person, you know. And I had this conference, and it was there was a keynote by Melissa Aldana, the saxophonist, you know, from New York. I don't know. I think she was from, where is she from? Melissa Aldana, Puerto Rico or something. And she said something about practicing from recordings, like how transcribing. So most people think transcribing is just playing the notes that other people are playing, but actually you try to mimic their emotion in some sense, their rhythmical sense. Like when she transcribed Joe Henderson, for instance, like she gets an idea, like how does Joe plays that rhythm? You know, not the notes. Like everyone can play the notes, the same notes, but it's the rhythm and how you articulate the music. You know, that's the most important things. Like that's the most important things about transcribing. She said like that, and I was like, wow, that's true. Yeah, but it's a process. Yeah. You have a question for Noe?
No, the question was really like just how do you put that flavor in jazz, especially when you don't know each other. And you already asked it before. I mean, you answered it before, where you said you didn't want to, just play a little too much. Where he's like, when you have two lead instruments, and you're trying to improvise, like how do you, without a conversation, how do you know when somebody's gonna, go and you could either go into a solo or somebody could take over. So that's a little. How do you do that, especially with accordion? I think because it's louder and you can't just stop playing. So how do you do that? No.
I think it's like how we say. We don't have the choice. We have just to. I have to guess what you want to do. Okay, play the melody. So sometimes good, sometimes no. But this is the thing which is very funny with this jazz standards and this music actually, because especially in duets you have a lot of possibility, a lot of option, and it's how to guess where are we going. And as you said, if we have a reference in common, sound in common, sometimes we can understand. Okay, you want this sound. I know also this sound, so let's go together to this style. And so it's important, very important to have uncommon references. And yeah, I don't know if I answer well.
Yeah, it's full of mistakes actually. I mean, jazz is full of mistakes. I mean, sometimes you take another chorus solo and then you think like, oh no, I think I overdid it. Like I shouldn't have take that chorus, you know, something like this. Oh no, it's the audience. Maybe they are bored right now. You know, you have all these things. You know, it's normal. I mean, it's playing jazz is like that. about the endings, endings are always tricky. How do we end the song? So yeah, but that's interesting.
Yeah, we try as possible to make it as a conversation as we talk now, to do the same with notes, like you speak, I listening, I answer, and normal conversation.
So okay. So we're going to do Noe just gave me this beautiful French waltz. This is called. I cannot pronounce it. How do you?
It's called La Flambée Montalbanaise.
Yeah.
I cannot translate this because even me, I don't know what it really means. I think it's from south of France.
It's very beautiful song. I try to play it right.
There is a lot of influences on this song because it's Italian people who bring accordion during the two big wars in France, and they also meet the American which bring jazz in France. So there is these three influences: French music, Italian music, and jazz. And thank you, Dion, to learn this song for this special occasion. And I hope you will like it.
So this is written by Gus Fischer.
Gus Fischer, which is a French accordion player.
Yeah.
Which was playing a lot. Maybe you know this guitar player, Django Reinhardt. So it was, they play a lot together.
I see. it a jazz song?
This one is not a jazz song, really jazz song. This melody was to make people dance, actually. But a lot of musicians take this melody to make it a jazz song, yeah.
Okay, so I think that's a very nice song. What do you think? It is? Right? I thought it was slower.
No, no.
So does anyone have a question, maybe to me or Noe, about jazz and improvisation, or about guitar and accordion? Please do so. Yeah.
How's the development of jazz music in France nowadays?
Sorry.
The development of jazz music, the young people, do they like play jazz, or a lot of new
if they
jazz
like-
musicians coming out?
I think yes. I think maybe like in Indonesia, the now in the school music, more and more people are teaching jazz. So young musicians are learning it, and it's quite new in France. I think from 20 years, maybe something like this. So step by step, a lot of young musicians are learning this music and playing it. And also, France has a long story with jazz. When the American came after the war, they bring also jazz, and we have also a lot of people from everywhere, from the Balkan, from the Africa. It's a very cosmopolitan country, so jazz brings also a lot of traditional music together. Yeah.
And, maybe you want to talk about the European jazz style versus the American jazz style, maybe? Is there any difference in terms of the style?
Yeah, I think there is difference. How to say? I think maybe I don't know very well, but I think maybe tell me if I'm wrong. I think in jazz is from at the beginning from America, so they have a strong heritage. They have a lot of songs from the not Hollywood, but the American songbook. They have a lot of a big heritage in the comedy, musical, and a lot of common culture. So they play every musician know the same song. They can improvise like we did on the standards, and this is very strong. And in Europe, maybe it's more like composed music, original music, composed especially for one band, one special sound. So that's maybe the big difference, I think.
And I also think the instruments, like this is very European, right?
That's true, yeah.
Not so many people in US play this.
Actually, there was a lot of in the 50s. There was a lot of accordion player in United States. It was the blind people who cannot play piano. Actually, they can, but when you play accordion, you cannot see your fingers. So it was a good instrument for blind people, because if you don't see, it's not a big deal. And so a lot of blind people choose accordion. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to end the day. Like, thank you, Noe. I would like to thank everyone that come here today. I would like to thank At America for having us today, and thank you, Chico, from Jazz Summit, for organizing this meeting, this small workshop. I hope you guys can benefit from something from what me and Noe are playing and saying, and hopefully we meet again at other times.
Thank you, Dion. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything. Good. Good
Thank
evening.
you so much. That was a wonderful performance and also an insightful discussion as well. I believe we learned a lot from today's workshop. Everyone, can we give a big round of applause once again to Noe Clerc and Dion Janapria. Thank you so much. And everyone, thank you for coming tonight to Ad America in this Ad America Masterclass Improvisation in Jazz with Forum Jazz Indonesia. Can we give a big round of applause to each and every one of you for coming tonight? Thank you so much. So to join our next amazing events, you can follow our social media. We have on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube, AT America. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. My name is Patricia Elizabeth, and see you at the next At America events. Bye, everyone.